am a Night Rider.
You're terrible, Muriel. Talk to me.
You gonna do that pogo?
You ain't talking to the cops. Today is a brand new day.
No, that's it. It's the vibe.
G'day, fellow Aussie film lovers, and welcome to another episode of Under Southern Screens, the most haunted Australian cinema. Nope, that's not what I wrote. I didn't write that.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, we're backtracking. We're going around.
I
okay.
actually didn't write that.
I saw him reading it as he was doing it.
Yeah, and then I was like, I don't like this one, so I
He was
switched
like,
to haunted.
I'm
I was
gonna
like,
flip the script
but no,
right now. What podcast is it, Mitch?
It was Under Southern Screens.
What podcast
the
is
most
it?
ghost-filled Australian cinema podcast. I'm
Okay.
Mitch.
And I'm Matthew, and I'm a little spooky spectre in your room. I'm hovering around.
Can you get out?
I'm a
Get
little
out.
guy.
Get out of my house.
See, that would make the movie Ghostbusters a lot faster.
Yeah, if
they
you could just be
told
like,
them to like
get
out.
Get
it.
like a dog.
Get it. You like shake a little chew toy at it.
Yeah.
Remember Ghostbusters 2016? What a movie.
Who are you gonna call?
Answer the call.
Oh, answer the call. Answer the call. That's right.
But
yeah.
it's like, is it Ghostbusters or Ghostbusters Answer the Call?
I think they did a Edge of Tomorrow and kind of switched the name because Edge of
Yeah,
Tomorrow
right.
is now Live, Die, Repeat, isn't it?
I haven't seen
But
the
it's
movie,
also
but like I
not?
also see it in like bargain bin DVD things, and I'm not sure if it's the same movie or a different movie.
It's
or...
actually such a good movie though. Edge of Tomorrow is really good.
reminds me of Real Steel. Remember that movie, Real
Crazy
Steel with Hugh
Pool?
Jackman?
It's nothing like Real Steel.
I don't know. It just reminds me of that era of movies. I guess I don't know. Anyway,
Sure.
And we're talking about a movie this week that is in that era of movies. It came
But
out
it's
around the same time.
Yeah,
has
but it's
nothing to do
nothing
with
to
what
do
we were
with
just
it.
talking
No,
about.
it's nothing to
So
do with it.
I just thought of the female Ghostbusters movie, and I was like, let's
That's crazy.
start this episode with it.
It's a classic Vine. It's like 4 female Ghostbusters. The feminists are taking over. I'm an adult virgin.
Oh, okay.
You ever seen that?
I've not seen that, but given the backlash towards Ghostbusters 2016, it checks out.
He's
I
making a
think.
joke, but
Yeah.
Today we're talking about the Darkside.
Darkside, the
The
Darkside.
second Warwick Thornton film? Do we call this a
Yeah,
film?
I guess a feature film.
Yeah, it's 94 minutes. You watch it in one. It's not a TV show. That's for damn
In and
sure.
out, mate. That's how we do this
Yeah,
around here.
It's the shortest Warwick Thornton movies we've watched so far.
It's quite strange.
it's
a
the
quite a
most-
strange oddity.
It's the black sheep of the Warwick Thornton oeuvre that we have witnessed.
We'll get into it, definitely.
We will.
It's interesting. Spoilers for the Dark Side, by the way.
Do we need a spoiler alert this movie?
Well, you know.
I don't think you can spoil this movie, honestly. I think this movie's not spoilable.
I'll find a way, damn it.
But I guess, just in case, it is indeed spoiler alert for 2013's Warwick Thornton's film, The Dark Side.
Lock in. Let's get this intro underway, Mitch.
Not to be confused with the popular Gary Larson comic strip, The Far
I
Side.
thought you were about to say the fart side, and I was about to laugh
No,
really
it's not
hard.
called The Far Side, it's called The Far Side. You don't, surely you know the comic strip, The Far Side.
I know the fart side now. The fart.
It is a collection of personal anecdotes from First Nations people detailing their brushes with spirits and other denizens of the non-living variety.
Mhm.
It was released in 2013 and contains 13 separate stories that Warwick Thornton picked out over 150 submissions after he had asked the
Jeez.
public to provide their indigenous ghost stories. The film is almost entirely shot with a locked-off frame, like an interview. Oh, but because it isn't, it's
Yeah.
almost 13 different interviews.
very apropos.
There is, however, some variety, including footage of the sound and film archive, which complements the story that's being told over that. A man painting a haunting-looking young girl, and a black spot surrounded by white. That is the intro. That's the film.
That was probably the most factual intro that we've done for this
I mean,
pod
I don't
so
want
far.
to. I don't want to like joke about this one.
Yeah, very, very
It's
true.
a lot more personal.
Very anecdotal film.
That's it. It's all anecdote. Oh no, there was that one dance sequence as well. Matthew, thoughts on ghosts? Believe them? Don't believe them?
Thoughts on ghosts? I have a complex history with believing in ghosts.
All right.
If you were to ask me if I believe in ghosts, I would say...
I did ask if you believe in ghosts.
Okay, well, you asked me, so I'm going to say no, but I have seen a ghost.
Walk me through this.
Yeah,
Walk me through this.
It's all very weird. The times when I feel like I've seen a ghost or I've seen a little spooky spectre have been moments when I'm extremely sleep deprived or like half asleep, half awake in my little daze or trance. So I can't 100% for sure say that they're not figments of my mind.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm going to say No, I do not believe in ghosts.
But you're open to the idea.
I'm in a polyamorous believing of ghosts.
We didn't have to say polyamorous. We didn't have to say that.
Could go either way.
Bro chose that
I'm a
word.
bisexual
Yeah,
believer in
bisexual makes a bit
ghosts.
more sense. A pansexual belief of ghosts.
I don't know, man.
He
I don't
bats
know.
for both teams.
Yeah, it's such an interesting concept, though. I should ask you if you believe in ghosts, but I just want, like, it's just such an interesting concept.
But screw
to
that.
me.
I'm not asking you.
idea-
We're talking about me.
Yeah, because this is how podcasts work. It's just all one directional.
I did ask for more than just do you believe in ghosts. I said expound. So please
I
continue.
think it's just an interesting idea, right? That ghosts exist in a physical form and not in an emotional. I guess there's different interpretations of what a ghost is, right? I don't know. I'm a very sleep deprived boy, and in those moments,
so you see a lot of ghosts.
I see a lot of ghosts. I don't know, Mitch. What do you think? Ghosts? What do you reckon?
I am a staunch non-believer in everything.
He's a flat ghoster.
Not just ghosts, religion, vampires.
Aren't you a Jewish man though?
No, so I'm not Jewish by belief. I'm Jewish by culture and Jewish by how I was brought up, which to be fair wasn't actually that Jewish, but
Right,
half of my family is Jewish. We celebrated some cultural stuff, but overall the family itself doesn't actually really believe in God.
Right.
It was more of a way to be close to each other than it was to be a way of living,
I
way of
see.
believing.
I see. Well, thank you for clarifying that, because
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, because I tell you why. Because the first time I met you, back when we first met, was like the first piece of information I found out about you was that you were Jewish.
Probably because I made a Jew joke.
I'm like, oh, okay, you must be a pretty
into it. I mean, look, I
Yeah.
did a lot of stuff. Like I've done my bar mitzvah for a little bit. I knew a bit of Hebrew. I blew it from my memory as soon as possible because I didn't enjoy learning it, and it was useless information to me.
And also, you're allowed to believe what you want to believe as an adult.
Yeah, exactly. But I've had my dues.
He's paid his dues. Sorry, I can't say that. That's really
no. That was
anti-Semitic.
good. That was just a little slight extra onto the joke I made. I love that. That was good. But yeah, so no, I don't believe in ghosts. I like horror movies, and I get really invested in mythology and all that when I'm watching, a good horror movie that teach me about the world and world building and all
Or
that.
building a mythology around it.
Exactly. But when you start trying to say that this is stuff that happened in our world, I do not get on board.
When you say you don't get on board, so do you reject it? Are you cynical of it? Are you just like, I have no physical frame of reference, I can't get into this?
To put it this way, almost every single story in this, I believe, can be chalked up to very easy, at least 3 to 4 of these just sound like sleep paralysis. I've seen silhouettes of people standing in my doorway, and it wasn't real. And I feel like what frustrates me is some people might listen to that and be like, oh no, he's seen ghosts. He's like, no, I haven't. That's people have sleep paralysis. They see things that aren't there. There's that one lady in this who she had, it's the one with the dance over it. And she talks about how she met these elders and there was a rainbow serpent that wrapped around her. It's pretty documented that when you meditate, which is what she was doing, you can hallucinate. Nothing in this was crazy to me. It was like, no, this is easily explainable. A lot of these just sound like people who are half asleep saw something. Because, okay, the one that my favorite of these. Sorry, I know I've kind of taken over the conversation.
No, that's right. It's interesting listening to your perspective because I have a very different perspective.
Yeah, no, and hopefully we'll get to yours.
Yeah.
After I badger you with mine.
No, not badgering.
But the one that I liked the most is the one about the sound and film archive.
Yeah, that was great. I loved that one.
That one was really good because what was actually spooky was the real history behind it.
There was a setup. There was a build up.
But once the ghost was introduced, it's like, no, what happened was you'd been studying this for hours upon end, for days. You hit a point of sleep deprivation, and your brain brought this guy forward in your subconscious. And she even said she woke up. I sound so aggravated, and I shouldn't, because these people are allowed to believe what they believe.
They must feel pretty passionately about what they saw. If
they handed it in to Warwick Thornton to put it on blast. To be fair, a lot of actors were the ones who relayed the story. So it's not actually...
I love that. But yeah, anyway, sorry. Yeah,
I found it really hard I actually really didn't enjoy this. I found this a really hard movie to get through. It's only 94 minutes. minutes, and I felt that runtime because
it's so different to everything else we've watched on this.
it is, and I am glad it exists, but it's not something I'm not on board for what it's about.
I love it. They're like treading because I'm about to start gushing over this movie.
Yeah, go for it. Please go
Mitch,
for it.
I had the complete opposite reaction. I kind of loved this movie.
Fair enough.
And it's not just because I love Warwick Thornton and I love all of his movies. I didn't come into this movie with a "is this real?" type of. Sorry, that was so mocking. I'm so
it's
sorry.
fair. It's fair.
I love you. I didn't come into it with that mentality. I came into it from a storytelling perspective because Indigenous Australia inherently in its culture, and I hope I'm not appropriating or misinterpreting, from what I'm able to gather, it's based around age-old stories and storytelling and conveying years and years and decades and centuries of culture.
Very oral, passed down.
100%. 100%. And I think it's such a fascinating experiment because I don't think that this is on the same level as the other Warwick Thornton films that we've discussed, but I think it's in its own sort of separate bubble in an avant-garde sense. You know what I mean?
It's almost unfair to like put it up against other movies. It's like
I think so. So for this, I found this movie firstly, I found it a great piece for showcasing some of these excellent actors and monologue skills and that type of thing. I really got a kick out of that. But then I also loved the way that they told the stories and the gradual progression of it. And then also, I think like some of the filmic techniques used, I mean, we'll talk about the film and sound archive thing in more detail.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think as a narrative film, I think you're absolutely right in that you probably won't get much out of this, especially if you go into it as a cynic of the idea of Ghost. I took a step back, watched it as a piece of art as opposed to a piece of storytelling, like an overarching storytelling, and I got something out of it, which I'm very happy about. And you know, I don't know,
I think
I'm sticking to my guns about it, mate. You can't change my mind.
I'm not going to try to. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thanks, man.
I think what I found tricky about this beyond the actual subject matter is I found it really dry.
It is dry.
It is
Absolutely.
dry by design, but and I can watch a dry movie,
We're
but
probably going to watch The Dry sometime soon.
and then The Wet, its sequel.
Oh yeah, The Wet.
I just found the locked off camera, especially because Warwick Thornton's, he's got a good eye.
He does.
He's got a good eye.
Yeah.
He moves his camera well and he does good shots well. There's just not a lot of that in here. It's not playing to his, because I mean, we once again we're reviewing two movies back to back.
We are.
You guys will get the next episode next week, but at this point in time, Matthew and I have also both watched Samson and Delilah.
We have.
And even in Samson and Delilah, he's moving that camera around quite a bit more than, so it's not like he developed it after this. He's had it. He had the source.
He completely flipped the script for this
And
one.
he was trying something new. Like, he's a very experimental director, especially working backwards. You can see he's not sticking to what he knows. He's trying new things, and I really respect that. And so I can't begrudge the attempt in this, but I did find it made it a hard watch.
I think a world where he did do that is a world where the film could be better, where he did go back to a traditional style. It could be a more engaging watch.
I think if he did become more like flamboyant with his camera movements, though, it would maybe take away from the point of the film, which is that it's supposed to be locking into these specific people and their specific stories. And the only issue is that I just wasn't on board for their stories. And I tried. I really did.
We, on this podcast, attempt to lock in as much as we can for each movie. We don't really come into it with preconceived ideas of what it is. We're not going into this being like, I hate this because it's on a tripod the whole time.
I was intrigued what it was.
I didn't even know what this was either, to be honest with
I didn't
you.
know what to expect from this. I just knew it was honestly, I thought there was going to be reenactments. And it's not like I found it disappointing that it wasn't. Like, I don't think it being reenactments would have made this better for me.
It's just kind of a thing, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Even though I didn't enjoy this, I respect the vision a lot. I think artistically there's a lot here. I think if it was not ghost stories, I would have had a better time, honestly.
If it wasn't the core conceit of the film, I think, you know.
Like, if it was indigenous stories with a different theme, I would have had a better time. It was just the fact that the movie was asking me to get on board with these people who I just don't believe. makes me feel like a bit of a bad person. There's just so much of it. Like there was that part, and I felt horrible during this part too because it was a devastating story, whether you believe in ghosts or not. But there's that part about the woman who finds a Ouija board in the garbage tip.
Yes, yeah.
And this Ouija board basically cursed her and her whole family, and they just lost people and themselves. Removing the fact if it was actually a ghost or not, horrible.
Yeah,
Sounds like a horrible time for this family. They lost sons, they lost fathers, they lost.
And the performance is great.
I felt
think
a lot for this woman, but then just there's a little shithead in the back of my brain being like, but it probably wasn't a ghost though.
It's a tough pill to swallow. I can't deny that.
This Ouija board is probably just a way for her to rationalize why all these bad things happen. My heart goes out for her. I have so much sympathy for her, but I don't believe her story.
It's interesting that you've had this reading. I just came into this as I would any other movie. This is the story. I'm going to ingest this story. Maybe it's the form of the picture.
It's the fact it's meant to be real. I think if they were like, this is just ghost stories, I would be more on board if I'm just like, this is just a creepy tale.
Yeah.
The fact that it's meant to be real is what makes me start going, no, this isn't real. You know what I mean? Like
There was one bit that immersion did sort of break for me. I'll preface this by saying I used to be a little bit of an actor in my previous life.
What?
And so just a little bit of lore done for you. Matt Law. Nothing major at all. It was like for like 2 years. Through that, I've really gained an appreciation for monologues and seeing a gradual performance come out through a monologue. The grand majority of these performances led by a lot of quite established Australian actors. Brian Brown makes another return. What a legend.
Brian Brown, Deborah Mailman.
Aaron Pedersen is in this.
Yeah.
I was watching these performances and really gravitating towards these performances. And then we get to Aaron Pedersen, who does a bit of a different take. He starts by being like, where do I look? Do I look at the camera?
Oh, he was more of like a cobber type guy. Like he's the one who like stands up halfway through and goes, did you hear that? Like,
that type of thing. Yeah, he's very sort of spacey and skittish. As fun as I like that performance, it was just a performance to me. Do you know what I mean? It did take me out.
The naturalness of it kind of disappeared on that one. Like with Brian Brown's one or Deborah Mailman's one, they're just kind of talking. That's all they're doing, where he was acting.
For me, at least, the immersion was broken by that. It was fun.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad
breakup of the formula, because a lot of them are very sort of similar in the way they're constructed, where it is like it starts off neutral and then it goes to a particular place, which is most usually sorrow or sadness, you know what I mean, throughout.
There was some happy ones though, like
That's true. That's
the flower one was nice.
Yeah. I really loved the Film and Sound Archive story. I thought that was really strong.
Like I was saying, what affected me the most about that was the real history that was there. The fact that the Sound and Film Archive is storing all these sounds and films.
Yeah, funny that. Hit the nail on the head with that one, mate.
Yeah, in a place that originally was used to store the specimens of dead First Nations people and also animals.
It was just the Hall of Anatomy, you know what I mean? So
I looked this up because they mentioned it really briefly. The idea that the Australian Aboriginal people were the missing link between apes and, in quotation marks, civilized human. It's a very racist theory. It's a theory surrounded in white supremacy. It's from the 1800s. It comes around a similar time with the skull being different shapes means something and stuff like that. It's all eugenics. It's all garbage. I didn't know that was a theory that people had. It doesn't surprise me, but I didn't know about it. And it was interesting. So this doctor, a lot of Aboriginal people were being massacred, and this guy was worried about losing evidence of the, in quotation mark, missing link. So he had these First Nation people's bodies that he, first of all, had dissected and cut apart. So I'm pretty sure we had trigger warning on this.
Yeah, it's a little bit icky.
Sorry, trigger warning, guys. He's dissected these bodies of Aboriginal people and he's preserved them. And now that same room is, as mentioned before, where they Sound and Film Archive keep a lot of their stuff.
And the recordings and the video of First Nations people as well as everything else.
And there's also the picture, the black and white picture of what the room looked like.
Prior to the switch over,
Yeah, exactly. And you see the picture and you see like a very disjointed tour of the Sound and Film Archive as the story is being told, and you also get some of the archival footage. That is haunting. That I found exceedingly haunting.
From a
Yeah.
structural perspective, that is the most strong ghost story.
It is the
as a
best
whole.
one. I know you think the last one's the best one. To me, this one was the best one.
I think it's the most structurally strong. I think
it's just the fact that this is real history that
yeah.
that really affected me, because that's a horrible story.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
really
Yeah.
dark and disturbing. But do you want to talk about the last one?
Yeah. I think for me, it was the last one was the strongest performance out of all.
I would
of them.
agree.
And they really saved the best till last.
It has the best moment, in quotation mark, when she finally turned and looked at the camera. That was actually quite chilling.
The final story is performed by Shari Sebens, whom I did have to look up, so apologies, Shari, for that. But yeah, her performance is so freaking wild and crazy, and I think it's really effective.
Pretty bloody dank.
It's really dank.
I shouldn't have said
because the performance is really dank because it's a little twist up of the formula where it's, you can tell me if I missed the mark on this completely, but it's like the ghost story is not that she saw a ghost, but it's that she lost someone who became a ghost, right?
She had a connection with her grandma, who was already dead by the start of the story, right?
Yes. Yeah, I believe so.
Then the sister's daughter, who was about a couple years old, passes away due to complications. Does she then see the daughter again?
I think so. I think it is like the channeling of that through.
Right, because the grandma ushers the daughter on to the next existence, the next side, the dark side, as it were.
It may not sound like it because I needed Mitch to paraphrase half of that, but I got really enraptured with the performance because she like looks down throughout the whole thing. She performs with such a reserve.
It's so reserved. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. So everyone's usually looking at the camera as well. In this, and she's looking away. Basically, we mentioned before that there's a part where she looks to the camera.
Yes, yeah.
At the end, and it coincides with a ghost looking at her.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I believe
Even though I'm a hater and I don't believe in ghosts, it's still chilling. Still a chilling moment.
It's just
it's very powerful.
Very, very powerful.
And the fact that you finally see her eyes properly from the front on, and you can see all the emotion in there. It's powerful. It's a very powerful moment.
In a film that is so dialogue heavy and you're listening to what they're saying, and I think
it's filmmaking.
It was proper filmmaking.
Which is not to say the rest of the film doesn't have proper filmmaking in it, but just it's its most active filmmaking. There was real direction in that from Warwick, where you kind of get the sense with a bunch of other things. He's read the monologue, and he trusted the actor. But it feels like in that moment, he and Shari Sebens worked together to come to this moment, and they pulled it off really well.
Aside from the narrative, I think this is such a bold move of Warwick Thornton to make this film.
What an insane second movie. Yeah.
I know.
It's crazy.
I know. It feels like one of those experimental things that you would only show in the underground. You know what I mean? Like in the avant-garde scene or whatever. But this is the one after his big one.
He kind of got some sway with his name.
I guess so,
with, Samson and Delilah, and then he was like, I want to do this. And I respect it. It's only got about 250 logs, I think, on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
And when you look at the Rotten Tomatoes score, it's about 58%. I think it's around a 2 to low 3 average on Letterboxd as well. So it's quite divisive.
It's not what people were looking for from him at the time, but I think taking a step back.
You reckon revisits?
I don't think I'll be watching this again, to be honest with you.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I got the picture from it, to be honest. Even though I think it's great.
You can like something and not want to rewatch it.
I do think that taking a step back and looking at this, not as a follow-up to Samson and Delilah or as a
continuation of a canon.
In addition to the Warwick Thornton oeuvre, or making a statement, because this is, in terms of subject matter, it's linked but not really.
Oh, the theme, there is sort of themes about white oppression, but I think that's almost goes hand in hand with modern Indigenous stories.
It's not trying to make a statement on those either. I think it's just a byproduct of the ghosts. You know what I mean?
And the group of people that they decide to take the stories from. Yeah.
So if you don't look at it in any way, shape, or form other than the fact that it is a work of art, I think it's an interesting little thought experiment.
Intriguing.
But which is better, the Darkside or Ghostbusters? Answer the call.
I probably had more fun watching Ghostbusters, but I definitely think that this deserves its existence way more than Ghostbusters does.
Good answer. That was a wild comparison to make. I just wanted to throw you for a loop with it.
Yeah, and I handled it like a champion.
He's done his media training.
Yeah, I've done media training. Now, don't get me to ever
Now, don't say that to me ever
don't show
again.
that to me. No, I was gonna say don't get me to ask someone where to find them online because I'll just ask them to dox themselves.
Oh no, he's still on that.
I still think about it every
That
day.
was so funny.
It was the
Shout out
worst.
Xavier, man. He
Yeah,
handled
Xavier
that like
Coy.
a champ.
Yeah, sorry, Xavier. I have a most Australian thing.
Do you now?
Oh, I actually got two.
Mate, sound them off. Go nuts with
So
it.
in the fourth story, it's shot in a bar, and there's this part where when the guy who's in the bar is wrapping up, he starts pouring himself a pint because the bar isn't manned, and I thought that was pretty bloody Aussie.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
And then the other one is that in the fifth story, which was the one about the Ouija board, she went for a sticky beak.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, that's good. That's good
Do you want to
stuff.
explain what that is to the layman?
The layman. It's like to have a peruse, but like a cheeky peruse though. Like you're not really supposed to be having a look, but you're snooping. You're sticking your nose where you shouldn't be. Your beak is sticky, you know.
That's a vague one. I
haven't heard sticky beak in a while, and I went, oh, I like that.
Oh,
and also,
that's
the guy pouring his own beer because the bar wasn't manned was also quite amusing. I mean, I know that was the setup of the shot, and he was probably asked to do that,
Yeah.
but I thought it was just amusing.
It was very Aussie.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Jack Charles. He's an Indigenous actor. He's been in the game a very long time. He is the man pouring the beer.
Yes.
Yeah, he is a titan in the Australian acting game. He's in Mystery Road. He's in a bunch of other Australian
Was he in
films.
Mystery Road?
He was.
We should do
in
that
Mystery
soon.
Road.
I like
He
Mystery
passed
Road.
away a couple of years ago, but
unfortunate.
he's a very, very prolific Australian Indigenous actor.
Mystery Road's really good.
I really like Mystery Road. I did a assignment on it in uni. I did like a
you
video
really?
essay on it, which was pretty cool.
I just watched it.
That's what you do. That's what you do in life, isn't it?
I
You
didn't
just
watch the show though.
Tell you what, Warwick Thornton directed the Mystery Road show.
You really?
He did. Maybe it was the second season of it or something like that.
Well, you can tell us your own ghost stories that I won't believe at TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and YouTube at Under Southern Screens Pod, and you can send us those exact same unbelievable ghost stories.
Just send the exact same
So
thing.
the exact same thing to undersouthernscreenspod at gmail.com. Matthew, what else can they do?
If you send it enough times, Mitch might believe
If you send it 3 times, I'll appear in your mirror.
In the mirror, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, you were going to ask me something.
What else can they do to help the pod?
They can rate it 5 stars on your podcast streamer of
That would
choice.
be crazy if they did that.
Just send it to a friend. Just send an ep to a friend and be like, hey, look at these funny men.
Oh, you're going to say a slur.
Why would I say
That was
a
crazy.
slur? Why? When have I ever said a slur?
You
on
haven't.
pod?
That's why I was like, this is gonna be on pod, which implies you say it.
Oh no! Oh no! When have I ever said a slur in general?
I'm sorry. I really dug you a hole to get in. But yeah, no, please rate us, review us, rate us good, review us nice.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be really, really awesome.
It really does
But
help.
I tell you what, we're getting to the good one next week. I'm
Which
so
implies the rest of these
excited.
aren't good. I'm hitting you with so many Twitter ass
I
replies.
called you out on that in the
You
chat.
did, and now I'm hitting
Yeah.
you back.
I'm just so excited because next week we're going to be watching my favorite Australian film of all time. We're peaking pretty early in our podcasting careers, but we are watching.
For you, not for me.
Oh no!
No, just
I'm
like because
so
it's your
scared.
favorite, right? It's your favorite. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. We don't know my opinion on this.
Well,
but
you'll have to find out what Mitch thought next week because we're watching.
it did sound like I hated it. It did
Yeah,
sound like
I
I
got
hated
so
it.
scared. We're watching Samson and Delilah 2009. This is the episode to tune in for next Tuesday next Wednesday.
It's like the Fury Road of Mad Max. It's like the Fury Road of
yeah, I
Wargust,
guess,
actually.
yeah, it is the Fury Road of August. Tune in next week for WrestleMania. The fight is on.
And keep an eye on those southern screens.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Under Southern Screens. We'll be back next week to talk more films down under. We just want to attribute that our opening title is Heavy Duty by Zoo, and our closing title is Heavyweight by Fell Creek. Thanks so much for listening, and Mitch and I will see you in the next episode. See you next time. Under Southern Screens would like to acknowledge the stolen lands on which this podcast is recorded and produced, and pay tribute to the Wurundjeri and Woiwurrung people of the Kulin Nation and Camaragal people of the Eora Nation.
Sovereignty was never ceded, and we pay respect to all Indigenous elders past, present, and emerging. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.